This is the continuation of previous chapter. Kindly read as you hear for better experience.
As the finally bell rang, everyone walked out of the class. I walked out with her. "Do you take bus?" I asked her. "No, my hostel is inside the school campus. I walk back," she replied. "Oh, okay," I said, walking beside her. In no time, I realized that I was at the doorstep of girls' hostel. Oh, I wanted to walk a little longer, I thought to myself. "Bye," I uttered, waving at her. I couldn't help but notice a faint smile grace her lips. "Bye," she responded in her soft voice, locking eyes with me for a millisecond before heading inside her hostel. "So, this explains why you skipped lunch with us," a voice chimed in. I turned around in surprise. It was Jin and all my friends. "Oh, I was just walking her here because Grandma asked me to take care of her after what happened yesterday," I explained, attempting to convince them. "Is that really the reason?" Jimin asked with a teasing tone. I'm convinced. The guy who never cared much for himself despite Grandma's numerous attempts is now suddenly taking care of the new girl just because Grandma said so. "Yep, completely convinced. I totally believe you, Jungkook," Youngie mocked playfully. Laughter erupted among the group upon hearing Youngie's comment. "All right, I'll admit it. I think I like her," I confessed, feeling a bit shy. "Oh!" They all chimed in unison, launching into playful teasing. "Don't tease me," I tried to intervene and stop the teasing. "Jungkook's all grown up now," RM playfully remarked. "Let's head to a pub and celebrate," Youngie said. "I'll drive," Taehyung offered, but Jimin quickly snagged into driver's seat. Those two at it again," RM groaned, appearing weary. It was 1 p.m, and I was attempting to stealthily slip into the house without catching anyone's attention. The pub party was absolutely amazing, and I was quite drunk. My only wish was to manage entering my room unnoticed. "Huff," I sighed in relief, finding the door of my room. I was totally exhausted, and so I collapsed onto the bed without even changing into comfortable clothes. The next morning, I woke up with a throbbing headache. I took a refreshing shower and headed for school. I felt a rush of excitement upon seeing YN. She sat alone on her bench, engrossed in her book. Gathering my courage, I approached her. "Hey," I greeted. "Hi," she gently responded, looking at me. I took my seat behind her. I was eager to engage in conversation, but I found myself grappling with how to begin. Should I ask about her hobby? I thought to myself. Nah, we hardly know each other. Talking about her hobby will make me look stupid. I mentally debated with myself. "Jungwa," Taehyung interrupted my thoughts. I saw him waving in my direction, asking me to follow him. I got up and walked to him. "We're all planning to skip class today, and I know you wouldn't want to leave YN alone, so I thought I'd let you know we'd be at the basketball court today," Taehyung said teasingly, causing me to blush. "All right, see you later," he added before walking off. "Bye," I waved in response, still feeling a bit flustered. As I made my way back to my seat, the teacher entered the classroom. I've never been much into studying. It all seemed incredibly dull, and time moved at a snail's pace. After enduring 2.5 hours of monotonous lectures, the bell for lunchtime finally rang. As students began to file out of the classroom, I mustered the courage to ask, "Would you like to have lunch at the sports ground today?" She glanced at me for a split second, then nodded, replying, "Okay," as she took out her lunchbox. We found a peaceful, shaded spot to settle at in the sports ground. "This seems like a great spot. Let's sit here," I suggested. She settled down gracefully. I realized I haven't brought my lunchbox, and she just brings 2 slices of bread for herself. "I will go get something to eat from the canteen. You wait here," I told her. I hurried to the canteen. "Get me a can of instant ramen," I ordered. In no time, they handed my noodles over to me. I made my way back to the spot where I had left her. "Sorry for keeping you waiting," I said, taking a seat beside her. "Here," I said, handing her a pair of chopsticks and placing the can of ramen between us. She also opened her lunchbox, and I noticed there were 4 slices of bread today. Did she bring extra for me? I wondered, blushing. We ate in silence, and I was thinking how to strike up a conversation with a girl. What do you say to a girl? I wondered, frustrated. So, what are you up to after school? I asked a random, stupid question just to start the conversation. I'll be studying, she responded softly. Would it be okay if I join you? I'm not very good at studying, and I hope you could help me become better, I asked, hoping to spend more time with her. I stay at the girls' hostel, and boys aren't allowed inside, she explained. We can study at my place then, I suggested. Her face fell as she responded. The hostel warden won't permit me to stay out for long. Don't worry about that. I'll arrange the permission. My grandmother is the school principal and my dad is a trustee. I'll make sure we have the necessary approval, I assured her. Can I come to pick you up from the hostel after school? I asked. Okay, she replied with a smile gracing her lips. Her smile! Uff, that smile! I exclaimed silently in my mind. It was the first time I saw her smile, and she looked nothing less than a princess from a fairy tale.
I'm feeling a mix of happiness, nervousness, and fear. It's all so new. I've never felt these things before. No one has reached out to be friends with me before. It's the first time someone wants to be my friend. But there's a catch. He's known for being a bully. I myself saw him fighting another boy the previous day. But what I can't deny is that he's been very, very kind to me. He carried me to the hospital when I was hurt. And even our principal trusts him and thinks we should be friends. I guess I should just accept his friendship and give us a chance. I thought to myself while packing up my books and necessary items of study. Will he actually show up? I wondered, waiting downstairs with my study bag for about 10 minutes. I was lost in my thoughts when I noticed him approaching towards me. Sorry for being late. I was asking to Grandma to get permission from your warden to let you visit my home. Grandma had a conversation with your warden and she agreed. So, let's go, he explained, taking my school bag from my hands. Whenever he takes care of these small things, my heart skips a beat. The bag wasn't heavy, but his gesture makes me feel special in a way I've never felt before, I thought as I walked behind him. He was right. The warden didn't stop us as we left together. I rolled down my window as the car sped, and the wind against my face felt liberating. It was a refreshing feeling. I could sense Jungkook's gaze on me. I felt a bit embarrassed for acting like a child. I quickly sat up straight. The air is really fresh and calming, he remarked, lowering his window on his side. I can tell he was trying to create a comfortable atmosphere for me. After approximately 15 minutes, we arrived at his house. His home was truly grand, almost like a palace. As we entered, I couldn't resist glancing around in awe. Let's head to the study, he said, leading the way upstairs. I followed him, still taken aback by the magnificence of his house. We chatted and studied side by side. From that day forward, my life began to transform. Our friendship blossomed, making life more beautiful. We started studying together daily, chatting, watching movies, and he introduced me to his group of friends. They weren't what I expected. They were all warm and welcoming towards me. I even joined them to watch basketball matches, occasionally skipping classes. Calling him just a good friend would be a half-truth. Gradually, I found myself developing feelings for him, feelings that evolved into something more than friendship. Yes, I like him, but it's more than that. I love him. I love him for his care, for being my pillar when I was shattered, for holding my hand tightly when I felt broken. All I crave is to stay close to him. I have been a scared cat all my life, but him standing beside gives me hope and strength. He's not here yet. He's late, I muttered to myself, growing impatient as I stared at the door. I was waiting for Jungkook when I spotted them entering. My blood ran cold as fear gripped me. Yoshi, Jinny, Suzanne, and Sheer were standing at the door, smirking as they looked at me. They were back after their 1-month suspension.
What do you guys think will happen after their return?
To be continued. Thanks for watching. Turn on your notifications for next update. See you again. Take care.